Now let us go for a next theory question. So over here it is given that lambda is an eigenvalue of A, and we have to prove that lambda is an eigenvalue of A transpose. Means if you are having a certain matrix A whose eigenvalue is lambda, then it will be eigenvalue of A transpose also. In other words, you can say that eigenvalues of A and eigenvalues of A transpose are exactly the same. Next thing is lambda raised to k is an eigenvalue of A raised to k, which is very important if you uh, consider the perspective of MCQs, because I will just give an example. Suppose you know that 2 is an eigenvalue of A, then suppose the question is asked what will be the eigenvalue of A cube, you can immediately tell that just go for 2 cube, and 2 cube is nothing but what, 8, and therefore 8 will be an eigenvalue of A cube. Okay, so this trick can be used. The next one is, it is saying that f of lambda is an eigenvalue of f of A for a polynomial f of x over R. So this is also very important. So if you know that lambda is eigenvalue of A, and if you take any polynomial f of x, let me tell you, suppose 2 is eigenvalue of A, and the question is asked what is the eigenvalue of A plus 2y, then you can easily tell. The reason is, if you try to write down the polynomial corresponding to this term, it is nothing but x plus 2, right? We have already seen Cayley-Hamilton theorem, so you can understand how to write a polynomial corresponding to a matrix term. So f of x is x plus 2 in this case, that is understood. Now since we know that 2 is eigenvalue of A, so we can easily say that f of 2 will be an eigenvalue of f of A. And what is my f of A? Since x plus 2 is a polynomial, f of A is A plus 2i, isn't it? And what will be my f of 2? F of 2 will be 2 plus 2, and that is nothing but 4. Is that fine? Very interesting. Okay, so they may give any matrix term. For example, they may ask you the eigenvalue of A square plus twice A plus 6. This may also happen. Okay, just you have to write 6i actually. So just you have to write the polynomial corresponding to it, and it will be x square plus 2x plus 6. Once you get this polynomial, then you can easily tell the eigenvalue of this matrix as well. It is simply going to be f of 2, right? So 2 square plus 2 multiplied by 2 plus 6. This is the idea. And the third part of the theorem is saying that if lambda is eigenvalue of A, and note that A should be invertible, this is the condition that is required, then you can say that lambda inverse is eigenvalue of A inverse. In other words, if you are knowing eigenvalues of A, then you can tell the eigenvalues of A inverse, provided you should know whether the matrix is invertible or not. If the matrix is invertible, then and then you can say that 1 upon lambda is eigenvalue of A inverse. I mean, suppose 2 is eigenvalue of A, and you know that A is invertible, then you can say that this 1 upon 2 is eigenvalue of 1 upon A, and that is nothing but what, A inverse. So this is the meaning of this theorem. Now one by one we are going to prove it. So first of all, I will write down the given things. I will say let lambda be an eigenvalue of A. So that is what I have said here. Now I have to show that lambda is eigenvalue of A transpose. So see how we are going to proceed. Since lambda is eigenvalue of A, so we can say two things. The first thing is, since it is eigenvalue of A, it should be a root of characteristic polynomial. That is what we can say. Or we can also say that since lambda is eigenvalue, there will exist some x not equal to 0 belonging to R raised to n such that this Ax will be equal to what, lambda x. This is the other thing we can say. But over here we are going to use the fact that this lambda will be a root of characteristic polynomial of A. Okay, so as lambda is the eigenvalue of A, therefore it will be a root of characteristic polynomial of A, means that lambda is going to satisfy this equation, determinant of xi minus a is equal to 0. Since lambda is going to satisfy this equation, what we are going to have, determinant of lambda I minus a will be equal to what, 0. This will happen since lambda is eigenvalue of A. Now in order to prove lambda is eigenvalue of A transpose, we are supposed to prove that, so to prove that this determinant of lambda I minus A transpose is equal to 0. So this we are supposed to prove. So the idea is simple, since we are having determinant of lambda I minus A is equal to 0, and you know a famous property that determinant of A is equal to determinant of A transpose, that we already know. So if you use this, then what will this equation become? So this equation will imply that determinant of lambda I minus A whole transpose will be equal to 0. But what we want to prove? We want to prove that determinant of lambda I minus A transpose is equal to 0. So it remains to show that this determinant, that is determinant of lambda I minus A transpose, is exactly equal to what? Determinant of lambda I minus A transpose, which can be easily done. So just I will prove it for the 2 by 2 case, and you can prove it for n by n case easily, that I leave it to you. So suppose my matrix is A is equal to A, B, C, D. So what will be my determinant of lambda I minus A transpose we have to find, right? So what will be my lambda I minus A? Lambda I minus A will be equal to multiply minus sign to each element of a matrix, and diagonally you are going to add lambda. So it will be lambda minus A minus B minus C and lambda minus D. So this is my lambda I minus A. So what is my lambda I minus A transpose? Lambda I minus A transpose will be equal to lambda minus A minus B minus C and lambda minus D. Okay. So now what will be our A transpose? Since this is A, my A transpose is going to be A, B, C and D. Now let us find lambda I minus A transpose. So what will be my lambda I minus A transpose? I will write it here. So lambda I minus A transpose will be equal to, once again, lambda minus A minus C minus B and lambda minus D. So just observe these two equations, this one and this one. Is it exactly the same? Yes, it is exactly same. So what can you say about their determinants? Their determinants will be also same. So therefore this is going to happen, and since this has happened, therefore what we can say, this will imply that determinant of lambda I minus A transpose will be equal to 0, and this implies that lambda is a root of characteristic polynomial of A transpose, and therefore lambda is an eigenvalue of A transpose. So since lambda is a root of characteristic polynomial of A, this will happen, but as determinant of A is equal to A transpose, so therefore this will happen. If you want, I will write the reason over here. Since determinant of A is equal to determinant of, now it is a bad notation, so I will use the notation B. Determinant of B is equal to determinant of B transpose is always true for any matrix, any square matrix B. Therefore this will happen. Therefore you will get this, but as I have proved for 2 by 2 case that this is exactly equal to this. This can be proved for n by n case also, which I leave it to you. Idea is same, and therefore lambda is a root of characteristic polynomial of A transpose, and therefore lambda is eigenvalue of A transpose.